Okay, hey, welcome to my new Let's Cheat for Civ 6. And then it cuts off, right? So my old one, yeah, it ended prematurely, not really prematurely, but it ended with me saying "but," which was actually like a perfect place because it just left you on the edge of your seat. But anyway, um, that was just because my audio doesn't sync up perfectly with the video. But basically, last time we talked about gold, how to get the value for gold. This time we're going to get the gold, and then we're also going to get the actual static value for it, so that we don't have to find that same value every single time. And we'll also take a look at maybe the science and a couple other things that we can possibly get the values for. So we have to start off by finding the gold value. So as you know, we have to, of course, pull up our handy dandy calculator. So, handy dandy calculator. Now we know that 10 times 256 is going to be 2560, but since there is a little bit of wiggle room in there, I'm going to go ahead and do a value search in between. So we'll set up an exact value between, and we'll do 25, actually let's do 2300. We'll do plus or minus 200 because lower values is not going to be that extreme. So we'll do like 2700. Between 23 and 2700, pardon me. So, man, something stuck in my throat. So, unit needs orders. Alright, build the city there, don't care. Go explore. Something got boosted, that's great. Man, something stuck. There we go. Alright, so, using some research, whatever. End of the turn, and now we have 15, so we can bring up our handy dandy calculator again, and 256 times 15 is 384, or 3840, so we'll do 36 to 4,000, and we'll do that a couple times, just to get rid of some of those numbers that we know are changing rapidly, for no reason. Man, having a rough time tonight. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cough some more because coughing is fun. Yeah. Alright, so now we have 20, so 20 times 256 is obviously 512 with a 0 at the end. So we're going to search for 4900 to 51, not 5100, 5300, and now we've got our four values. So now we can take those and we can figure out which one is the one. Let's start with the middle one just for fun. So 256, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So I've got a million. Should have anyway. So, does not appear to be the right value because, well, it might be. Yep, that was the right one. Okay, so, so there we go. We've got our values. I've got the actual gold value now. So that means I can start my pointer scanning. So pointer scanning, I've showed in other videos. It's a great way to quickly find a pointer. Well, that may not quickly, but it will definitely find you a pointer. So you can do pointer scan for this address. You just go down there, right-click the value you have. We're going to scan for this address, generate a point map. No, just scan for this address. What we are going to do is we're going to go change the max level to 7. Because usually games where they try to protect the value so much, they're going to bury that pointer down deeper. So max level 7 will be good, and that'll be good. So then I'm just going to choose a place. We'll do pointers, and we'll do. We'll call this Civ 6 gold. Boom, pointer. So there it goes. It's generating a pointer map. This is going to go on for a little while. So, you know, stuff's happening. This is where we stare at each other. Tell me about your life. Right, welcome back. So we're just about to hit 200 million results, which will probably be just enough, more than enough that we need. So just let that run for a little bit, and once it's done, just hit stop. No, I don't. So there we go. So this is the pointer scan result that we've got so far. Basically, any one of these could be a usable pointer, just for fun. We'll say just for fun. Just for fun, pardon me. We'll do the top one on the list there, and we'll see if that works when we start the game back up. So, next thing to do, we're going to exit desktop, fully exit out of that. All right. And then we'll go ahead and pop this back open. Now, the recommended thing to do when you do a pointer scan is just restart your computer entirely, because that will make finding your results that much more accurate and quick. But I found that it's not always really necessary. It helps. It makes things go a little bit smoother, but you don't necessarily have to do that unless you have issues later on and you can save your pointer results. That's why I typically save pointer results for a fairly decent amount of time until I'm sure that I have the correct pointer. Because sometimes you'll get a pointer that seems like it works every single time, but really it's only going to work most of the time. And eventually it'll just not work. So go ahead and create another game, do the advanced setup, blah, 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 blah. So starting up. So we have to rehook the game back in here. So keep the current address, let's go. Yeah, sure, why not? So this pointer here, you can see is not it hasn't shown up as anything yet. So it may not actually be a useful pointer. We will know for sure shortly. Alright, so let me bring Cheat Engine back up here. There we go. So, yeah, the pointer's not useful, so much to my pretty much expected not surprise. That's basically the same as it was. That's not the correct one. So we'll do between 2,300 and, because again we're starting with 10 gold, so we'll do between 2,300 and 2,700. Do a quick search. There's some values, and then I'm going to go ahead and gotta do all this fun stuff. Do that. Start city. Choose production. Do that. 100. Next turn, and now we've got 15 gold. So now we can do. I don't remember what my numbers were. 15 times 256. 30, 40, that's right. So 36 to 42, 3,600 to 42. There's that. And we can end the turn again. And then I can do 49 to 53. And there's our values. And we'll choose the middle one. And I'll change 256, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah. So now I've got that, and I'll make sure that it works. Looks like it did. Yup. So now all we gotta do is go back into our pointer scanner. So if you left that window open, you'll already have this. If not, just go to pointer scan, cancel everything, and then go to open, and then you'll be able to open up your old file. And I'll show you how that works, because I'll just go here and go to 6 gold pointer. So this is the current list. What we're going to do is we're going to rescan memory that removes pointers so they're not pointing to the right address. Who would have thought? So what we're going to do is we're going to use the address that we've currently found, and that's going to filter through all these pointers, and if it's not pointing to the address that we want, it's going to eliminate from the list. So that should drop down the pointer path significantly to something more reasonable. So the address we have right now, as you can see down here, is 2E7EC268. So 2E7EC2268. And that will ask you to go ahead and save it again. So I usually just save it with like a number on the end. So like 1. and then that will do its rescan real quick. The less results you have, the longer or the shorter amount of time this will take, obviously, because it has to go through less things. So the first one takes a little bit of time, but the one after that is going to take less and less time. So if you do have a slower computer, don't worry, because this will get better the further on you go. And it's almost there. Oh my gosh, there it goes. And it's not. Do it. Okay, good. Done. So now we're down to a much more reasonable 52,000 results. And they're all pointing to this address. So we do have a couple options. Could be any of these. I don't know. I'm going to pick this one just for fun. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to go ahead and close the game. Exit the desktop. And then we're going to do that process one more time. At least. Probably maybe one more. I don't know. We'll see. I could have gotten lucky and picked the right value. I also could have not gotten lucky and picked the wrong value. Who knows? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pick my correct process here, like normal. And it's still loading. There we go. So start a new game, create a new game, advanced, get rid of all these things, start, yes, keep the current one. Alright, so already it looks like that pointer worked fine. So gold, okay. So looks like we've already got the pointer where we want it. So start the game here, and let's see. So we'll change this to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, boom, and then we'll go ahead, start the city, send them to. Oh, no, that's not where it works. Choose production. Slink. Why is everything? Oh, okay. That's the red font kind of threw me off. Brain. Alright, so look, we got the million gold already, so that worked out fantastically. So just because we found that value doesn't necessarily mean we're completely done with our pointer scan. What I'm going to do is run one more pointer scan. Not run it, but I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and I'm going to filter it one last time, just in case this was not the correct value. I at least have the correct address already, so this makes it easier for me to filter out the ones that don't work like we want them to. So we'll do a rescan, and I'll put in that address, which is 2E77B268. Yep, good. And we'll change that to number 2. Alright, so now we're down to 124 possibilities. So any one of these could be it. Really, all of them could be it. Who knows? But this is our list of pointer scans. Now, one thing that you're going to want to do when you're doing these pointer scans is to go ahead and go through your pointer list and get rid of the old ones. So once you get something that's usable, these files actually get to be pretty big. You can tell this one's a gig. So, especially if you're using like a SSD, you're going to want to get rid of those old pointer scan results because they take up a lot of space. Those initial ones do. The ones later on typically don't. So you don't have to worry so much about those, but these can get to be pretty big files. So especially if you let them run for a long time, they'll be huge. Much as you would expect millions or hundreds of millions, possibly billions of results to be. So there we go. So we pointer scanned for gold. So now we have that. We can save that. Oh god. Windows 10 sometimes don't know what to do with you. Okay, so we pointer scan for our address. I'm going to go ahead and we can save this table. And I will actually have this available for I will have this available for distribution because I'm sure some people will want this. Or you could probably just copy off if you go back in the video and take a look at where I was saving things. You should be able to just go ahead and copy that stuff into a pointer. In fact, if I pop this open right here, if you copy exactly this stuff here, you'll be able to use this exact same pointer without having to get my table. So that's an option for you. I like to think that you should just find stuff yourself, but because I mean that's more rewarding anyway. The next thing we're going to do, we'll take a look and we'll see if we can find a way to change our science. So, science. Okay, so hey, I have realized that trying to do science is going to drive me insane because the values are so weird. I'm guessing you have to multiply it by the 256 as well, or just use a 2-byte. So I'll get back to that in a second, but what I just said with the 2-byte, I realized while I was doing this that I've been making things overly complicated. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So obviously I started a new game. I got my pointer up, which still works just fine. Now if I change my pointer and I select the new type and I set the type to 2 bytes, maybe not the way I'm thinking. Here's what we're going to do. So we're going to change this to 10, or, select, we're going to search for our goal value, right? 10. We're going to do exact type, and we're going to change the value type to 2 bytes. We're also going to disable fast scan because that will let us get what we need, buy us a bunch of other stuff. So just trust me on that. Complicated. First scan, we're going to do it, and we're going to get a bunch of values. Cool, got it. So I'm going to do a couple iterations of that scan to get rid of some of the things that change constantly just to make life easier. I'm going to go ahead and do what I normally do just to get, things moving so I don't work hard. Anyway, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Next turn. Alright, so this is where the magic starts to happen. When the freaking turn changes. There we go. So now I can search for 15 gold. Alright, 15 gold. Searched for it. Got it. You'll notice that this top value of 5FA269 is real close to 268. And it's, in fact, so simple. So it's actually the value that we're looking for. So if I change this to, 500, you'll notice that value here just changed as well. So now if I go to the next turn, we'll have 500 gold plus the 5 from the tick of the turn. So, done. That's basically all you have to do in order to get what you need. You just do a 2-byte scan, and then you don't have to do any of the stupid math. Everything is exactly what you want it to be. So, overly complicated things to start with, just because I thought maybe they were going to do things differently than they previously did. But in fact, it's easier because they used a smaller value, because they didn't expect you to have a ton of gold like in the previous game. So, that's it. Done. Now, there's another interesting thing we can do. I found, I can't give you the science, but I can give you something else. I'm going to go ahead and purchase, let's say a scout. Yeah, okay, whatever. So, we've got our scout, right? We'll go to next turn. We are going to go ahead and search for his current movement points. Now, you could do this the way I showed before with searching by times 256, but we're just going to search for 3 because that's his current movement, and then we're going to move him 1 spot. Now he's down to 1, so then we'll search for 1. Didn't really show that, but there it is. I searched for 1, and I'm going to get rid of some of the stuff that's constantly changing because it's useless. And, just for fun, let's go ahead and make that a 3, because I have a feeling like maybe that's the value we're going to look for. Then we're going to move him 1 tile. Okay, he's down to 0, so there he is. So we'll search for 0. And we know that it's one of these values, most likely. Get rid of some of that stuff. We know it's not this value anymore, so I'll set that back to 1 so I don't lose something I want to lose. And I'm going to select a bunch of these, add them to address list, and then we're just going to go ahead and all of them can be 3. And let's see. So none of those are likely the value we're looking for. So we will go on to the next turn. Alright, he's back to 3. So, you know, I realized I had this turned up from the top. So we're searching for 3. 2 bytes. Alright, so I've got him in a nice plains area, so I don't have to move him 100 different times. So now he's down to 2 movement points. Do that a couple times, get rid of the bogus results. Move him again, now he's down to 1. Alright, and then I've only got 11 results here. Huh? Some bogus ones. Yeah, there's another bogus one. No, another bogus one. Down to 7. Alright, let's get rid of the bogus one. So I've got a couple options here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to 3. I'm going to go down here, change this to 4, change this to 5, change that to 6. This can be 7, and this can be 8. So depending on what the value ends up being after I move him, we'll figure out which one of these is the correct one. In fact, we already know it's 7. So there it is. So 7 is the value we were looking for. So that was 3, 4, 5, 6. The correct one is this one. So get rid of the rest of these. So 7 is the value of the character that we're on. So now we know that. Now I can move him a ridiculous number of spots. I could even do this fun thing where I freeze, and now I can move him in, not quite an infinite number of spots, because freeze isn't working like I would hope it would. In fact, I may have grabbed the wrong value there. Hold on. Yep, I grabbed the wrong one. Oh, AFE. Let's see. Let's try that again with thought. So this guy has 3, this guy has 4, this guy has 5, this guy has 6, this guy has 7, this guy has 8. So let's see, we're 7 again. So whenever I made, it was whatever 8 was, which is the last one that I did. Duh. Not doing so hot with this today. So freeze this value. Whoops. Freeze this value. And now I should be able to move him. Yep. Now I can move him infinitely wherever the heck I want. So move him all the way over there. Nope. Now he's run out of. Nope. He's good again. Yeah. Nope. Never mind. Nope. Yep. Nope. 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 So it would appear that once you move him to his maximum extent, the game will toggle a flag on him to make it so that he's out of movement points. So let's try to set that to something like 15. And now I should be able to, there we go. So if I wanted to move him like infinitely, I just have to set it to something ridiculous like 900. And then freeze it, and that way I wouldn't have to deal with that, because then he'll move wherever I want him to move, and then it'll set back up to where it needs to be. So fairly simple there. Difference here is oh my gosh. Okay, so that's basically how that works, but that's just for one character. I will come up with a way of doing it so that depending on what you select, it will automatically find what you're looking for with that particular thing. That's going to take a little bit of doing, and that's something I'm going to do not on camera. But that's one thing. Another thing I found is their health is actually 0 when it's at full health, and depending on how much damage they take, that's the number. So haven't figured that out 100% just yet, but okay. But once I do, I'll come back and let you know. Thanks for watching, and hope you got some stuff out of this with the pointers and all that. And have a good one. I'll see you on the next video.